Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, in this moment I would like to present our community service program under title Arabic English Verbal Communication Assistant for Student of Muhammadiyah Islamic Boarding School ISTANA Quran Banjarnegara. And in this slide, I am a team leader, Talqis Nurdianto, and team member is they are Titis Wisnuwijaya, Khairani Astina, and Muhammad Miftahul Huda. And I'm from Department of Arabic Language Education, Faculty of Language Education, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, Indonesia. And our title is Arabic English Verbal Communication Assistant for Student of Muhammadiyah Islamic Boarding School ISTANA Quran Banjarnegara. And this program same PPM Sekolah Muhammadiyah. The next slide is introduction for communication in education has important role in coloring the learning process both in the classroom and outside the classroom. Either communication in Indonesian or foreign language, or especially for Arabic and English, this is for important. So good verbal communication skill in foreign language provide opportunities to expand the learning network to the next level. This Arabic and English skill need to be learned systematically in the structured manner. So this service program which carried out at the Muhammadiyah Islamic Boarding School in the Istana Quran Sarwadati Pejawaran Banjarnegara, Central Java. And we have objectives of research, assist a participant in building their confidence in verbal communication in both Arabic and English, and passing discipline in using two foreign languages at the predetermined that time. So create verbal communication module in Arabic English and presenting Arabic English teacher or companion during the service process. So target and scope of the in this community service program is the student and Al Islam Muhammadiyah teacher in Islamic boarding school Istana Quran. We have a methodology. The service program, a community service program, use a mentoring method, namely assistant in improving verbal communication in Arabic and English, involving student and teacher Islamic boarding school Istana Quran. When we here are the steps. Uh, First, verbal communication assistant in care for student of the boarding school and also teacher who are hired in Islamic boarding school. And then second, in mentoring is carried outside of classroom learning hours, so that it does not reduce classroom learning time. And third, participants were given questions that must be done to find out verbal communication skill for beginner in both Arabic and English. And for participant will be divided according their respective education level and classes to maintain their psychological and relationship with each other. And then the resource person delivered in the material and demonstrated in front of participant, followed by the participant, and then the last is peer learning will be cared to provide comfort in the practicum in verbal communication. And we have funding and result. Many students experience like confident then it come to communicating it with language. So there are several reasons to that they find during the implementation of service, the existing external and internal factor. And firstly, internal factor of the student lack of vocabulary and grammatical mastery. One of main obstacles in the lack of adequate vocabulary and grammar mastery. When students do not have enough material to speak or compose sentence correctly, they tend to hesitate and are afraid to making mistake. This is reinforced to research showing that lack of vocabulary can lead to difficulties in determining the right word to convey ideas. And second, fear of making mistake and being humiliated. Fear, fear of making mistake, especially in pronunciation or sentence structure, is often a major barrier. Students are worried about being correct in public, so they prefer to remain silent or use their native language. Some students even then to avoid crowded, to avoid the obligation to speak Arabic. And third, lack of motivation and understanding to the importance of foreign language. If student do not fully understand why Arabic and English are important for their future, motivation to study and practice will be low. They may see it's a burden or more rule there rather than a valuable skill. So and low mental is mental readiness to speak depend on courage and desire to of the student to speak. If you are not mentally prepared, it will be difficult to grow. And then there are external factor uh, such as language environment. It's not a conductive. Although many Islamic boarding schools have mandatory language program, their implementation and consistency are still a challenge. And then lack of interaction on opportunity to practice speaking. The lack opportunities to actively interact and practice language is in everyday conversation greatly affect self-confidence. If the practice and speaking are rarely done or only in formal situation, and learning method that are less interesting or monotone, teaching method and focus too much of theory and memorization or grammar without being balanced with hand-on practice and interactive. So uh, less constructive correction, although is important, if done excessively in public or unconstructive way, it can reduce the motivation and confidence student to speak. And conclusion is based on the service program that has been carried. It can be concluded that the lack confidence Islamic boarding school student in communicating using Arabic and English is a complex problem that influence by various factors. There are internal factor and external factor. But for this problem, we can find the solution that the improve communication skill in Arabic and English can be added be vocabulary and understanding a grammar and pronunciation, and then practice in every day. And this is for us. And thank you for all committee and the UMW in this in suggest and support our program community service with material and immaterial. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.